A lot of people are interested. Saw my post about the iPhone thing, and as I go through, I'll explain where that actually came from. It just happened to be kind of like a current event that um, fit perfectly into my topic for today. And so, really, the topic is really about, hey Rob, is really about doing a high speed connection with somebody. So, um, uh, again, I get a lot of stuff that crosses my desk, and I had some questions about a promotion that a company's running, um, and I think it's a 40 point, ends up being about a 40 point promotion, and this is kind of the crazy stuff that that I see. Like, if you don't do the math, like, it's just, I've been in this industry for 20 plus years. Actually started, it's been kind of on and off, but more on than off since 1999. But if you have a 40 point promotion, and I think last night they had around 5,000 people on the call, and you do the math, that's at best, it's $20,000 out to the field. And how much of that? 20,000. So, I mean, just sit down and do the math. How many of your people were on that call? And if you got 40 points in your network for each of those people that joined, I think it's like 25 points or something. It's like, so what does that work out? If it's 40 points at 5,000 people, that works out to about 20,000, one quick shot of $20,000 out to the field. Plus obviously they're planning on other people joining and stuff like that. But I do the math. I don't get excited about those things, just because, again, the average person coming to this stuff is not. They're all excited because there's 5,000 people on the call, but none of them are their people. So where's the excitement other than getting excited? That's why I said, I had posted this morning. If you're being taught to follow the leader, it's not growing your business. So I'm not teaching you those things. I'm teaching you ways to, number one, cold call. Like, all these are educate, and I specifically don't mention any company or product or anything like that. So this way you can take it. How you doing, Celeste? You could take it and apply it to. Doesn't matter what the company is. I am going to mention tools that I'm using. So, and just to give you an idea, but it's not going to go back to any direct sales company. So, what am I doing? I actually, one of the good things about change is it kind of invigorates and kind of rattles the trees, as they say. So I've already actually started signing up for local events and things like that, where I can. How you doing, Jennifer? Where you can actually go and attend and promote and do that type of stuff. So what am I doing at those events? Okay. I've learned years ago. I've done events for a long time, and there's most people that go to these events. What do? They set up their table, and they go and they sit behind the table, and they don't talk to anybody. Okay, they wait for somebody to come up and ask them a question. Okay. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Tina. So I don't go to events. First thing I do is I get there early when I do an event. Okay, I set up my table. This is another tip that really just doesn't have anything to do with this, but I got some folks in here that do these events. So I don't know if they do this or not. They do a bunch of events. I go early. I set up my table, and I get everything ready to go, and then I go to all the other vendors that are at the event, and I collect business cards, okay, or get their contact information. Okay, I start up a conversation with them. I kind of build up a little bit of a rapport, and I get their information. Now, why do I want to do that? Because I've gone to events that have had little or no attendance, paid for the event, set everything up, and then stood there, or basically, as you say, sit behind the table and get, like, literally maybe get a couple of people's names. and most of the people are just really being nosy, and they give you an email address, and you can't, you follow up with them, and they never respond. So somehow I want to turn that event into a guaranteed success, regardless of what the attendance is of the event. Because coming into the event, I've done events that are like, we've done this for 7 years, and whatever like, you don't know, it doesn't matter how many years they've done it. Last year it could have been a huge success. They decided to back off on advertising or whatever they were doing, and and then next year I've done, like I said, I've done events 5 years, 6 years, 7 years in, and have a completely dud event. So, it's less that vendors are your best prospects. These are people who are already in the business. They're already doing a business of some sort. So it doesn't hurt to get their information. But bottom line, this is what I'm setting up events, and this is what I'm going to be doing at those events. Again, you can apply this to whatever you're doing. Okay. Somehow I don't lead with the business. I never lead with the business anymore. Why? Because everybody is leading with the business. Okay. So as soon as you lead with the business, okay, their brain shuts off, and so you need another way to attract them. So I'm leading with this now. Okay. What's the other thing you need to do? You need to get into their phone. Okay. This is why I'm building these mobile apps. Somehow I got to get into their phone. Okay, so sorry, I think this cough is getting worse. Usually this time of the year it gets better, but so what I'm doing is I'm actually doing the screening. Okay, a lot of people have these things. Okay, and they get the information from the screening. Oh my God. They get the information from the screening, and then what do? They give them the information. The person walks away. They don't have any information about the product. Right? Thank you. Off they go. Okay. I'm putting it right in there. Okay. And if they get a bad response from this, as far as like their age is less than their score, either way you can do the same thing. I bring them over to the products. Okay. Again, I'm not going to do it here. This is the product you can use, and we could set up something right now. So in 90 days we can do a rescreening. Make sure that product is the product that's going to solve your issues. Okay. And again, you can apply this to whatever in your business. We've had these tools forever, but I've learned that you got to get into the mobile phone. Okay, I've got to get into their mobile phone. If I'm not in their mobile phone, I'm dead. I'm DOA. Okay, because they're going to keep going back to the phone. So people ask me, how do you get your app in their phone? I just gave you a score. Let's record it. I'm dying. Oh my God. Okay. Hope I'm better for tomorrow night. You got to do a karaoke thing. What did we have when I was in skincare? What a thing that you put on the person's face, and it did a skincare analysis. I've got another device here. You can put somebody's face in there. It does a high digital face test. Whatever it happens to be. We've got the little sticks that for nitric oxide. Okay. Now, I had people say, well, all you're going to do is sell them some $20 product. They're never going to join your business. No. Because once they've committed to the product, what can you say? Hey, I'm looking to expand in the area. Do you know anybody that's interested in doing events with this device? right? So you just went from selling a product to introducing the business. Okay, you've got to be a little bit more creative today, right? What's your competition doing? Well, I've got this big box of stuff, and I'm looking to sell it to somebody that doesn't even know if the business is going to work for them. I just showed that person. I stepped them through. We're going to start with this. We're going to do a test. We're going to put it into the mobile app. They placed an order with me. Hey, you know anybody that's interested? I'm looking to expand. You know anybody that's interested in taking this area over? And I can go to another area, right? I just walked them through the whole business. Oh wow, that's easy. Yeah, I might be interested. Okay, let's talk. You don't never talk to them right then and there. Get their contact information. Let's talk. Then you do your presentation. It's night and day from the way people are taught. What are they taught today? Break out that flip chart 20 years ago. Let's go through what's the person doing? Okay, talked about it the other day. Talk about your product. They're shopping you while you're, they're on their. You think they're answering a text or whatever. Probably checking their Facebook, or they're shopping your product right there. Because I mean, how hard is it to go on their phone? And we do it all the time. I'm on presentations, like what you're in a dial-in or you're in a webinar. I'm doing research on the company, while they're going through their presentation. So now, what did it have to do with the, like your iPhone, like keeping your iPhone? Well, there was just a thing where one of the congressmen basically said you might have to give up your iPhone to keep your health care. And I was like, oh my, like, do these people realize that if they get rid of their iPhone, like that's their, chances are within the next 5 years, that's somehow they're going to be making money through that device. And this guy's telling them, well, if you're, you get rid of your iPhone, you can have health care. This seems to be one of the alternatives to the current healthcare situation. So I was just like flipping out. I'm like, are you out of your mind? What do all the Uber people and the Lyft people and the Airbnb people and what are all these freelancers that are delivering groceries, and like you're telling them to get rid of their phone, in order to have healthcare? Where every other civilized, society has healthcare. So obviously, if you get rid of your phone, you're not going to be able to do any of this stuff. But in any case, so that's what I wanted to share really today is how do you get people? Now, why do I need to be in people's phone? Well, first of all, I want to develop a relationship with them. But this is where everybody is today. Okay, doesn't matter what promotions and things the company's doing. That's all great and all that stuff. But unless you've got people in that company, and I put this the other day, okay. It's like I call it the log principle, okay? If you pour gasoline on a bunch of logs and the logs are lit, what's going to happen? Poof, you're going to get a 30 day, I think there's a 28-day promotion going on. 28 days, you get a poof, you get an explosion. At the end of the 28 days, what happens? Promotion's gone. You go back to the way it was before. Things start to slide, okay? But if all you have is a bunch of logs there's no fire there, what happens? You end up with wet logs. I don't care what accelerant you throw on the top of them, you end up with wet logs. So somehow you need to have a bunch of people coming onto those calls. So now when there's a promotion with your company, okay, you're not cheering on the leaders, okay? You are the leader. You got people that are excited and they're already building and they're ready to go. And if you start building on a promotion, it's too late. Right? You're praying for the next promotion, right? So, in any case, that's what I wanted to share today. I kept it to 15 minutes. And, of course, now that my cough is cleared up. So, in any case, have a great day.